Happy Halloween, my pretties. Welcome to Deanna Creates. In today's video, I have a special collection that I want to share with you. It's a discovery I found that's magical, it's whimsical, and it has everything that you need to cast a spell this creative season. So let's just dive in. So the first one is this mold. And this mold is what started this collection for me. So when I saw this, I've never seen a Halloween mold like this. It had everything in it that I wanted, and I just love it. So it has a spooky house, haunted house on there. It has a library. It has a witch with a black cat. It has a cauldron and a tree and a ghost and a pumpkin and all the things that make it absolutely magical for our Halloween creations. This is by Prima Marketing, and this entire collection was designed by the Three Girls Tale. And girls, you did a fabulous job. I just love everything. So that is the first thing that I purchased. The next one is chipboard stickers. These stickers have the perfect assortment of words, all of the Halloween words. It has Bewitched, it has Happy Halloween, it has Mysterious, October, Potions, Boo, Ghostly Greetings, all the things that we need for all of our things that we're going to make this year, whether that's cards or tags or shadow boxes, you name it, there are words in here for everything. And then on the flip side of it is a chipboard like ephemera. So there's some frames, there's some apothecary labels, there's a cauldron, a ghost, a lantern, a pumpkin, all the things that are perfect for any of your projects. The next thing, oh my goodness, I'm so excited about this, are tickets. I love tickets. Ever since I started into mixed media, I have used tickets in my projects, and these are just adorable. They have an assortment of witches and the ghosts, and all of the characters that are in this collection make appearance in these tickets. There's some lighter colored ones and then some darker colored ones, and they are just perfect. Then we have a tag pad. This tag pad has 40 sheets of it. There are 10 sheets each, and then 4 each of the designs. So they are perfect. There are a witch one with the little witch and the black cat and florals. And then the background of these is just neutral. It's just like a pinkish color background with branches and spider webs, kind of like this tag right here. So the background you see here is kind of the background that's on most of the tags. And this is just an apothecary one, very simple, very beautiful. The next one is the witches again, and they're holding the book. So the three Girl Tales, they wrote a story about this collection, and this little book with the story appears throughout on tags and paper and all the things. And then these characters are named, so the witches are named and the little ghosts are named too. So I really, really like this one. And then this is just a beautiful floral. It's got some writing and words on here. It's just beautiful. I think it would be really pretty with some of the flowers. And then here's the little ghost. He's making an appearance. We saw him over in the mold as well, and he is just so cute. He's holding a little pumpkin. There's a frame, an ornate frame. You'll see these ornate frames all throughout the collection. And then here are the ghosts. They are in the library. Oh, I love this so much. I'm a bookworm, and so these ghosts in the library and the bookshelves in the mold, they're just right up my alley. And then here's another one. This is just a really simple one. It has this beautiful ornate frame on it with a lantern and the flowers and all the things. I just really, really like this one too. Let's be honest, I love them all. this one says Wanderlust Wind, and it has some more words on it. And then it has little witch clothes hanging on the clothesline. Oh my gosh, that is the cutest. I'm a clothesline girl, and when I saw that there were little witch clothes hanging on a clothesline, I just couldn't believe it. So I truly love that touch. And then here is the spooky house on a night scene with a full moon. There's a bat hanging out. I like this one a lot too. And then here is, I think this might be the last one. There is the little ghost. They make an appearance again, and there's some of the apothecary labels in the background. That similar background that's on the back of the tags is on this one. And so that's the last one. So this is the tag pad, and it is just perfect. The next we have some ephemera. This ephemera is filled with many of the same images that we've seen so far throughout the collection. So it has the witch, it has a broom, it has the ornate frames, it has the little ghost, the apothecary labels, it has pumpkins, the lanterns, the potion bottles, all the things are in this perfect little collection of ephemera. And I think there's 2 of each of the ephemera in there. The next one is these paper flowers. Now there are other flowers in this collection. They're bigger flowers. I did not get them. I love the paper flowers. I've always used Prima's paper flowers in my project, and I just love these. A lot of times I will use these on tags and cards, and so I find that the paper flowers, like if I'm going to mail it, you know, they work a little better. But I like the texture of the flowers. I like to stamp on my paper flowers, just all the things. So these are just beautiful, and I really, really like them. And the next thing we have are journal cards, and there are 45 pages in here. There's 15 designs, and there's 3 of each one in this note card collection, and they are adorable. Here is one of those ornate frames with the ghost. It's like the cat is looking in the window. The ghost names are listed here, Willow and Haze. And then on the back is like a spider web, just a kind of neutral background. And then this says Once Upon a Time, and it's a shot again of the little book with the story that they wrote on there. So just stay tuned for more about that later on. And then this one is adorable. What I plan to do with these journal cards is possibly like do some greeting cards. I think that would be fun for Halloween. And there's some in here that are, you know, that looks like a pre-made greeting card. It's the season to be spooky cute with this adorable little ghost. And then here is another one. It says Happy Halloween. I'm not going to read them all. I don't want to spoil all the fun for you in case that you get these. But there's a cat on here and some roses. And so I think that would be really cute as a card. And then here's another one with the little witches at the bottom. The cat, some roses. So it's just kind of all mixed. It all perfectly ties together. So you see elements of pieces of it all throughout, and I think they did such a great job with that. Here is that adorable clothesline again, but we've got our cauldron down here and our little ghost and some more words here. Here's another one, Happy Halloween, and October 31st is listed, and the witch is up here on her little broom. Here is the cat and his name, which is Shadow. Looks like it's a frame, but it looks like he's looking through the window. And then another sneak peek of the book at the bottom. Another one here with the witch and the books and the ghost and all the goodness. This one's really cute. And then Bewitched You know, that's the name of the collection. So I love how they kind of tie that in throughout all the different elements. Here is another one with a sweet witch. She has a little smile on her face, and she is precious. And here is the clothesline. And then here is this in a frame again with their names on here. And then another kind of ghost scene. This again would be a cute little card or in your journal. I think that's the last. Oh, well, there's one more. Another one of the witch. And of course the cat. There's a little bat in here. Just really, really sweet. So that is the journaling note cards. We're almost to the end, y'all. Almost. The next thing, there is some decoupage paper. There's the ghost, and they have a bunch of florals on a black background. There's the ghost in the library, kind of a mixed media piece, and then there's a couple different ones here with the little witches on there. So these are really, really cute. Like I said, there's 3 of these decoupage tissues in here. And these are the ones, they're more fibrous. If you've ever bought Prima's decoupage, you know that it's different than like decoupage tissue paper. And then we have a transfer. This transfer has all of the goodness. These witches right here are one of my favorites. I just love that. But there's the haunted house and the tree, and of course the ghosts are making their appearance. So there's some really fun things I think that I want to try to do with this transfer. And then we have the paper. So we have the 6x6 paper pad, and there's also a 12x12. And again, many of the elements that you've seen in some of the other pieces of the collection, they show up like in the paper too. And these are double-sided also. And so there are, I think there's 4 sheets of each in here, I think is what it says. Yes. And then you'll see the spooky house again. There's even a little picket fence here. The spiderweb is the background. On the back is the ghost at night with the moon. Looks like they're still reading their books there, which is so cute. And then here are the ghosts on the black background with florals. There's this kind of floating there. This one, I really, really love the little witches. They are sitting inside of a pumpkin. I can't only even imagine the fun that they're having sitting inside this little pumpkin, kind of like a little fairy house. And the back of it is just a kind of a neutral background, kind of mixed media look to that. And then here is the story. This is the entire story that the Three Girl Tales wrote about this whole collection. And you'll see the bigger version in the paper pad. And then the back here is it's just a neutral. No pictures, no writing, no anything on that, which I love that. That's perfect for layering. Here are the ghosts in the library. In the back of it, I really, really love this piece. It is kind of true mixed media to me. It has layers kind of built into it. The witch is there, the cat's there, the little ghost. And then these are like, there's like Halloween and words and poems and kind of things. So this really gives me a mixed media vibe to this paper. I went backwards. And then on the back page, the last couple pages, this is frames. I'll show you this on the bigger one so you can see it a little better. But they have all these images in these beautiful ornate frames. And then there's also the apothecary labels, all different kinds of apothecary labels. Happy Harmony, Raven's Shadow, Wanderlust Wind, all kinds of fun things that you can use to put on your potion bottles or add to your tags. So that is the 6x6 paper pad. And then, like I said, the 12x12 is very similar to that. Here is a view of like all of the fun things in the frame. And you guys be sure to stay tuned because I have a really fun project for these frames. And so these are, again, they're just bigger sheets of the same design. Here's the pumpkin, and it has the mixed media black on the back of it, like we saw before. Here are the ghosts in that night scene with the haunted house on the back. And then here's that nighttime scene with the witch and the cat, and the little ghost over here, these little ghosts up here, with just kind of a mixed media type page on the back of that one. The ghosts are in the library. And then the one that has the words and the poems and like all the different things. This paper is one of my favorites in the collection. And then we have a neutral, and then here is the book. And there are 2 sheets of that. And then here are the apothecary labels just in the larger version. So it's truly, truly a beautiful collection, you guys. And I just know there are so many things that we can all like create with this. And so I just can't wait to share more from this collection with you guys, and hope to inspire you to do some projects and check out this collection on your own. So for now, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to close our crafting circle, and I hope that your scissors stay sharp, your candles stay lit, and the magic continues until we meet again.